welcome to Pop and Heat, episode 29. I'm Kier.
And I'm Leash, and welcome to your new favorite wrestling podcast.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, episode 29. Almost to the big 3-0.
Yeah. Is that
We're almost at another one we can pretend is special.
That's our claim to fame this week, is we're almost at 30.
Yep, that's why 29 is special.
Yeah.
Gotta be something, right?
Yeah. Well, we've had a lot happen since our last episode.
Yep.
Run through a couple things real quick. We got a new King of the Ring.
My boy.
Cody Rhodes. We love when he has a certain accolade, a je ne sais quoi.
Anything is good, just to add credibility to him.
He needs something. He deserves it. We also have a new Queen of the Ring, Jade Cargill. We love that as well.
Yeah, not angry about that. Big Jade fans.
Yeah. Action figure. She's an action figure.
You say that every time.
So do you.
Yeah, she's, there's nobody else like her. She is truly one of a kind.
No, you're right. We also have, Judgment Day. Still lots of turmoil going on. Liv's still gone. Roxanne's joining them now. This week they had like a vigil for Liv that, what's his face there?
Who, Dom?
No.
Finn?
Yeah, I just had like a mind blank moment. Finn Balor set up the vigil with Roxanne with the.
Was it him? Oh, I thought Roxanne did it.
No,
okay.
I thought it. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyways, they had a vigil set up with her photo and candles, and Raquel was like, "She's not dead, you guys."
Yeah, I mean, it's got me a little angry. I'm not really big on the Roxanne thing. I do like that it potentially lends itself to Liv coming back as a face.
Yeah.
I don't hate that idea.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't sit well with you.
Yeah, don't mess with Liv.
Don't mess with Liv Morgan.
Not happy about it.
Solo, his new quasi bloodline. They've got the U.S. title now.
Couldn't believe that either.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. That was a switch up for sure. Jacob Fatu, I don't know. I really thought they were going to let him climb a bit higher before they took it away, but
I like that, essentially they made it that Solo needed 4 guys to take him down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about Fatu. I'm super surprised they didn't let him keep the belt because he's Fatu. His lore has been building so much, and I would have guessed that he'd keep the belt for much longer. But, if you're going to take it from him, take it from him with 4 giant dudes, it's the only way we're going to buy it, really.
And on this, face turn that he's having, maybe they just want him to still have to climb that mountain again.
They love it when the face has to chase.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. So it does make sense, but it was still a bit surprising. Asuka and Kairi Sane seem to be back to being the Kabuki Warriors, and we're amping up the women's tag division a bunch, which is something that we have been advocating for.
Yeah, them along with some stuff we'll get into later on. It's starting to get exciting again.
Yeah.
For the first time in a while.
Yeah. And we had said when we were watching that, put Asuka and Kairi Sane in the tag division, and that's where they belong. We don't really want to see the single stuff from them. That's where we're at anyway, our opinion. I don't like the single stuff from them myself. I like them in a tag team.
No, they're way better. I think they're both, pretty kind of quirky characters. Again, I'm talking about Asuka being like a Grand Theft Auto character. That's why she's standing still. But to your point, I don't think that it works when they're on their own, but when they're together, as this team of crazies, essentially, I think it does work. And I much prefer it that way.
Well, and it's just something about each of them individually as well, because I will say, coming out of the Japanese market, those wrestlers do have maybe what we would perceive as a quirkiness about them. Io Sky, though, she is a bit quirky, but it's working for her. I like her as a singles contender, but I think these two need to be in a tag team. I don't think they're still missing something to be big stars as singles in my mind right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I, I think, and I could be wrong here. I think the main difference is that Io Sky is just a way better wrestler
Yeah,
too.
that could be it. Yeah.
Because you start to find her kind of quirkiness more endearing because she's so damn awesome.
She's really good.
I
Yeah.
just don't find the other two that good. I know everyone thinks Asuka's phenomenal, and I'm not saying that they're bad, but Io's
Yeah.
amazing.
She is. She really is. And also on our quick little recap here, El Grande Americano fought this week, even though Chad Gable is injured.
Oh yeah, so for the first time, you could say El Grande is definitely not Chad Gable.
He's not.
Yeah, looks a lot more like Ludwig Kaiser, folks.
So who's to know? El Grande, we still don't know who you are.
Yeah, a man of many faces.
Yeah, hidden under that mask.
Yeah.
So those were kind of key points that happened in the past couple weeks. Now, we are going to give some predictions this week. This is going to be a predictions episode because we have 2 PLEs happening this weekend.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. We've got Saturday night's main event on Saturday night, obviously. And on Sunday, we have the all women's PLE Evolution.
Yeah. We won't be able to watch that one live as it's happening because we have a concert to attend that evening.
Yeah.
But we will have to squeeze it in before Raw on Monday.
Yeah, I don't know when we will do that, but we will do that somehow.
Yeah,
some way. Yeah.
We always find a way.
Yeah. So with that, I guess we'll roll right into our predictions. Saturday night's main event, pretty light on announced matches. I don't know how they're going to fill the whole show with this unless they have more to announce on SmackDown this week.
Yeah, I mean, I would think there's at least one, if not 2 more matches to be added to this card.
Yeah, they have to have 4 or 5 to make it viable, unless they're just going to have a whole bunch of surprise matches, which would be odd.
I thought about that, but and I mean that's not out of the question, but I just don't see the same involvement from the general managers that call those matches because it's not a Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? I could be wrong. That's how I would see it. I figure they'll line another match or 2 up on SmackDown.
Yeah, I guess that's what
we'll have
happen.
our 2-hour card.
Well, maybe for this one, we'll see what happens on SmackDown, and we'll probably post a TikTok on Saturday morning, maybe.
Likely, yeah.
Just explaining what our further predictions are based on any new announcements.
Yep.
So the first announced match we currently have for Saturday night's main event is LA Knight versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah, you got to say Seth Rollins versus LA Knight, and then I can go, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You keep missing the setup for me. Next week, folks, tune in.
I miss Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
We'll get it next time.
I disappointed in myself, but anyway.
That's all right. We're moving on.
Who do you think is going to win this?
I think Seth Rollins is going to get the win. I'm going to say I feel sort of obviously not clean. I think he'll get a dirty win here. I don't think it's impossible that LA Knight gets a win because he has kind of been having a lot of losses for somebody of his stature lately, but I don't know. I just see them keeping the momentum of this Rollins faction going.
Yeah. Could there be a disqualification? This isn't like a no DQ match.
No, I think it's a regular match.
Because I feel like that's going to be my prediction. Because I think that LA Knight really has had a lot of build-up lately. And like you said, not a lot of wins. And I feel like it would be weird for Seth Rollins to lose this. I feel like there's going to be some kind of disqualification in this match.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not just going to be a clean fight with a 1, 2, 3. I mean, I
Yeah.
think we all know that is not happening.
No.
That almost never happens in any match really anymore,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is a damn shame.
I'm gonna go LA Knight with a disqualification on Seth Rollins. That's my prediction.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a
All
bad one.
right.
Yep.
So
Unless it's a no DQ match, in which case we'll, let her amend that
I'm making my notes.
with our TikTok on Saturday.
I'm making notes, people, so that we can come back and tell you
Yeah.
how we fared out. Because sometimes I don't make notes on what we predicted, and then I'd have to go back and re-watch the episode, and that's time consuming, you know?
Yeah. Which we don't have a lot of.
All right, we're done. Next, we have Gunther and Goldberg.
Yeah, I think Gunther's got to get
Yeah.
the win here somehow. I feel like I thought that there might be like a Seth Rollins cash in sort of thing happening during this match. But if he's already got his match with LA, you'd probably think that would mean he's not going to cash in.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that's an interesting theory. But again, given that he has a match going on in this, I don't think that that will happen. That would have been a good way to go, but I don't think Goldberg's going to win this.
No. I mean, how could he? It's supposed to be the retirement match, right? He says this is it. So why would he be winning the title if that's the case?
Yeah, very strange.
So yeah, I mean, it's got to be Gunther. How it goes Gunther's way, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, maybe Seth Rollins still does cash in and then goes into his match as a champion. Who knows?
Who knows? That would be exciting if that happens.
Stranger things have happened.
That's true. Yeah, they have. Lastly, here we have Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. I like this match. A couple of my faves.
Yeah, like two big faves for you. I am a big Randy Orton fan. I'm a big, yeah, I like them both too. But I gotta say, let's go Viper on this one. He's had a couple pretty big losses with, the loss to Cena and the loss to Cody now. So I'd like to see him pick up a win. Not that Drew doesn't have a lot of losses.
I was gonna say I predict Randy Orton because he's a beast, and also Drew's used to losing, very used to losing. And what would he have to whine about if he was to win one?
True enough, yeah.
He needs to whine, our Drew McIntyre.
It's pretty remarkable how big a star he remains despite the amount of losing he does, right? Like it's it's pretty great. I mean, I really dig him, and yeah, I don't dig too many others that lose as much as he does. So
Yeah,
good on you, Drew. You're a hell of a loser.
you're a heck of a loser. A compelling one. You're still very interesting, and I like you.
Yeah,
So there's that.
big fans over here.
That's it right now for Saturday Night Main Event. So a really light match card. We definitely need to add some more to that
Yeah,
at SmackDown.
let's go SmackDown.
On Sunday, we have the all women's PLE Evolution. I am excited for this. Not a lot of people are, it would seem. We can get into that a little bit more at the end here, but
Yeah, we'll talk about that more, I guess, in the
yeah,
social side of things.
we'll
But
go through our predictions first.
yeah,
So, first one here, a lot of title matches. Most of these matches are title matches. We have Io Sky and Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Obviously, Io Sky being the current title holder for that.
yeah, I mean, this is the third match between the two of them in a short amount of time, and I think fifth overall, fifth or sixth. I don't know. They've had a bunch of matches. Io's won every one of them. Even the triple threat, Io's come away the winner of. It's
all to say, do we think they're going to give it back to Rhea? I mean, she's never beat Io Sky. Is this the moment that she beats Io Sky?
I think perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in for that, I think, because Rhea's such a huge star. And while I don't know that she needs to have the belt, we've said this before, like she really doesn't need to hold the title to be the big star. But at this point, I feel like the move WWE is going to make is to give it back to her. And they've put a lot of focus on the fact that she's never beat Io Sky.
Well, that's
So,
it. And like, why do this again to achieve the same result?
yeah,
Like, what would be the point of that? And I
right.
mean, especially in a scenario where Io's come out to pick her own opponent,
Yeah,
like, why?
yeah.
Why would you just keep driving in the same circle?
Okay.
I think it's got to go Rhea's way this time. And I think that's okay. It's been a while since Rhea had the title, I think. So,
Yeah,
well, I mean, she had it for a little while there a few months ago, but she hasn't had it for any long period of time.
yeah,
I think Rhea is the type that deserves a dominant reign, and maybe this will be the one
yeah. That's our prediction
until Liv comes back and decides she
until
wants to be
Liv
champ.
comes back. Next we have Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus for the WWE Women's Championship. I mean, I don't think there's any world where Trish Stratus wins this, do you?
I'm not sure why we're in a world where Trish Stratus is in this
I
match.
don't get it either.
I'm
What's the
sorry. Like,
point of
it was
this?
cute for Elimination Chamber to do the tag team thing, but like, what is the point of this? Like, I'm pretty sure this is not Trish Stratus coming back full time. And even if it were, what the hell is going on with these people that are retired just getting title shots? What,
Yeah,
like, why is that okay? And I realize in this particular PLE, the champions are allowed to pick their opponent. Why are you picking Trish Stratus? That, like, you're, to not pick somebody from the current roster just sort of screams that you're afraid of them. Like, I don't
yeah.
get this move. It's very weird to me. It was not needed. It's a throwaway match. What world, as you say, is Trish going to take Tiffany's belt?
Well, and that's right. There's no storyline progression from this unless I guess Trish Stratus is coming back full time. Um, I mean, don't get me wrong. I really like Trish Stratus.
Of course we do.
We do. Canadian hero. But at the same time, like we watched their promo to announce this where Tiffy picked her and Trish is not great on the mic. Like if she's planning on coming back full time, I don't know. She's got to get some promo work going on. And maybe it's just she's a little rusty. She hasn't been full time. But the whole thing is lacking any even short term storyline. There's just nothing there. Like it's just like, hey, we're friends. I pick you. Let's fight. And it's like, well, okay. But then somebody else on the roster that could have had this opportunity is missing out on this opportunity, and we're not getting any storyline progression. So,
That's the thing. It has nothing to do with us liking her or not liking her. Obviously, we do. If not for the Canadian thing, then for the fact that she's a legend, right? Obviously, there's nothing not to like about Trish. It just isn't the right move. And as the true wrestling fans are very vocal about, it doesn't matter, like WrestleMania 40. Everybody loves The Rock.
yeah,
We love The Rock. Everybody does. But it wasn't your time.
yeah, yeah.
Like it doesn't matter how much we love you. It matters if it makes sense or not. And it doesn't make sense.
No, no, agreed. Anyways, we're going Tiffany Stratton, I suppose, because why would Trish
It's
win?
Tiffy time
Yeah.
for sure.
Next, we have an NXT Women's Championship match. JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. We don't watch NXT, so there's that.
Yeah, and
Um,
I'm sure we've said this probably multiple times, but we don't watch NXT because we don't have time
Oh
to.
yeah, that's the only reason. We would watch it if we had the time
Yeah,
to.
like if we could,
Yeah.
we'd be all over it. But what I will say about this match is that I do know Jordan Grace. I know
Yeah.
who she is. So, I mean, I don't know her personally, but I am familiar with her, and she is a beast.
Yeah, so that is I know what she looks like. and she is another one of these action figure, like crazy bulky. Like she is bulked up.
A lot shorter than Jade.
Yeah, I think that's probably why she's able to look even thicker,
Yeah,
even bulkier. But just given that, I'm like, nobody's beating her. Like, I mean, I'm sure
I
that they
wouldn't
do,
think so.
but just off face value, I'm like, nobody's gonna beat her up. So that would be my prediction. Not knowing the background storyline of these two characters.
Yeah, I would say so as well. I had heard, and I think we talked about it on an episode, that Jordan Grace was joining the main roster, right? Did we not hear that a while back?
There was a prediction for that. It was not, I don't think it was,
It wasn't a spoiler.
it wasn't a spoiler. I don't think it was confirmed when we read it, but it was a prediction that she was going to be joining the main roster.
Okay.
And maybe this is a transition PLE for her.
I would think, yeah, for all the NXT performers, this is going to be quite the time to shine. I think
Yeah.
their audience, however small it might be, um, is going to be bigger than what they're used to.
Yeah. Yep, that's right. All right, we're going Jordan Grace on that.
Yep.
Next, we have a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. This is going to be interesting. It's Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, upsetting for Kier because they've taken the belt from Liv Morgan, versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, versus Sol Ruka and Zarya, versus the the Kabuki Warriors. I think this is going to be really interesting. Also, I'm super excited because Sol Ruka, I don't watch NXT. We just said that, but I see videos of her all the time on Instagram, and I think she's amazing. And I'm really excited to see her on a PLE because I don't get to see her on anything else. So
Yeah, same. I've seen some clips, and she does some pretty wild aerial moves that I
yeah,
think are going to blow people's minds. She's doing things that nobody else does, and this is going to open up some doors for her, undoubtedly.
I feel like the only comparable currently in the main roster that I think may have some similarities would be Tiffany Stratton because Tiffany does a lot of the gymnast type moves, like the flip, back flips
Maybe
and
EO.
oh, maybe Io Sky too. But Io's, yeah, well, she is more of a high flyer from what I've seen. But yeah, I mean, it's really amazing the work that she does, the stuff that I've seen her do. So I'm excited.
With the Kabuki Warriors, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, there's quite a contrast of characters in this match. I think it's going to steal the show.
Yeah.
And this is what I was alluding to earlier as well, with a lot more excitement in the women's tag division, which has been sorely needed for a long
Yeah.
time. If all of these teams stay within the division, it's going to remain compelling for a long time. There's a lot of big names here. And because of this, my prediction will be Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair for the win, because I think that those two names really, really add a lot of cachet to the division,
Yeah.
which I think, and all the other teams, it makes sense to stick around and they'll chase, right? And
Yeah.
it'll be fun.
I think if they win, so another interesting factor to this is that Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss have had a rocky road to get here just in the last, few weeks of interaction that they've had. They won their match, I guess on, what was it, on SmackDown this past week? Anyways, they won their match, and it was because Alexa Bliss kind of stole the finisher while Charlotte was distracted, and they had their kind of little moment. But then Charlotte did hug her. Anyways, I think all of that makes for a really interesting dynamic between them. So having them be the champs, I think, would be really interesting. So I'm with you on that. I have some weird feeling that they're gonna make the Kabuki Warriors the champ, which I don't want. I want Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair to win, but my prediction is the Kabuki Warriors because I just feel like WWE really, they push Asuka so much since she's been back, And I don't
That's true.
really know why, but that's my prediction of what they're going to do. Not what I want. It's not my hopeful prediction. It is what I really think is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I also see really juicy storyline in allowing Raquel and Roxanne to keep the belts because that adds, fire to how Liv's going to feel when she comes
So
back
true.
having her belt taken.
Yeah.
And all of these things are what are going to make this match so compelling.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a good
Any
one.
direction that they go with it, I think, has a lot of possibility, and that's exciting. Unlike the Trish and Tiffy match, there's nothing to be done with that. That this just you can go in any direction, and we're gonna eat it up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Yep. Any of them could win, barring maybe the
Probably
NXT
not the
ladies.
NXT girls, yeah.
But
I mean, even that could happen because
yeah.
you've got Legado del Fantasma holding the AAA belts. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
They'll only keep them for a while.
They've been bringing with like Stephanie Becaire and or Stephanie Vac, or what is it? I say it wrong
Whatever
every
you
time.
want it to be.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, they're bringing a lot of people up from NXT right now, so that could go that way as well. But so for now, we're gonna go. You're going Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I'm going Kabuki Warriors. Those are our predictions.
Yep.
Next, we have Becky Lynch versus Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, I don't think this is fair to Becky, first of all. I think it's a little bit ridiculous that that they're able to just each essentially lose a match to Becky and then get a triple threat where she's at the disadvantage in the match, right? Like, how does that decision come to be? But with all of that said, I feel like there's also likely going to be a lot of Bayley and Lyra just being distracted with each other.
Yeah.
And I think Becky will take advantage of that. And I think Becky will come out on top.
That's interesting. I think the same. I think Becky retains here. I don't think that they're gonna take it away from her right now. And I am also hopeful for that because I love Becky Lynch, so my favorite. I think she's doing a really good job as a heel, given the fact that she had such a hard time going heel before. It never worked for her before. And we've seen it from the beginning here. She was struggling to get the crowd to boo her. And I think she's gaining momentum with that every single week. So
she's really dug in, and knowing Becky like we do, and I mean, she's probably the only one that we feel we know as well as we do. We've listened to her 9.5 hour autobiography.
Yeah.
Read by her. So it definitely not her comfort zone to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
She's doing a hell of a job.
She is. Becky retains. That's where we're at. Next, Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a no holds barred match. We're back to this.
I got to give it to the queen.
Of course. Queen in the ring.
I feel like Naomi gets to keep that briefcase either way. She doesn't need this win. I think there's no reason to let her have a win over Jade. Naomi's going to have her time to shine when she cashes in. She already had the Money in the Bank win. I don't think allowing a win over the current queen of the ring makes sense.
Yeah. I would agree. Yeah, I don't think it hurts Naomi to lose this match, and Jade deserves the win. So
yeah,
that's
there it is.
And then there's also going to be we don't know exactly who all will be in this, so difficult for us to make a prediction. But there is a number one contenders battle royale, and that's for a shot at Clash in Paris.
Yeah, which is really cool. I mean, what adds some real excitement to the whole PLE, in my opinion. That's what makes Royal Rumble exciting. That's what makes Elimination Chamber exciting. Why not do that with, you know, and well, they did that with King and Queen of the Ring for
Yeah.
SummerSlam. So yeah, I mean, try and find more reasons to, make the win a title shot at PLEs. Why not? Let's
Yep.
go for it.
Yep.
Do it 6 times a year.
Let's do it.
Just makes them more exciting that way, right? I mean, a battle royale for the, honorary Andre the Giant trophy is not going to hit the same as a battle royale that wins you a title shot.
Yeah. No,
Like
for sure.
it's
Exactly.
it's just a way different
And they're
thing.
just fun to watch. Like,
They are.
Royal Rumble is so great. We said in our earlier episodes that is the PLE that kind of brought us back into watching wrestling. It's one of our favorite things to watch now. So
Yeah, it's fantastic.
yeah.
And I do have a prediction for the battle royale.
Oh, let's hear it.
I think Nia Jax will win.
Interesting.
I think that her size and style lends itself well to these types of matches. And I think she is a necessary heel. I keep saying this. I think that they need to keep her in the picture in any capacity right now because she's she's good stuff. They just need her. She's a necessary character in everything that's going on right now, and you don't want to let her kind of fall too by the wayside. And why not? Why not give her this match? And with Tiffy and Trish's match, being for nothing essentially, maybe that'll bring another Tiffy Naya scenario.
Yeah, I was just rolling through that in my head, so that seems likely to me. Like Nia could go up against Tiffy. And then the other thing I was thinking is that if Jade Cargill, sorry, I'm trying to work this through in my brain. If Rhea Ripley beats Io Sky and becomes the Women's World Championship holder again, then Jade Cargill, she gets a match at SummerSlam, right? With her Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
And I think a Jade Cargill Rhea Ripley match would be insane.
Oh yeah. I mean, that is definitely going to be like a dream match for a lot of people, right? I mean, that's fantastic for a lot of obvious reasons, but I don't know that Jade is ready for that, and I don't know that Rhea is quite ready to carry her through that.
Maybe.
Because it would need to be a big match. It would need to be a long match. And
they've got time to get ready.
I think Jade, I've said this before. I'm a big Jade Cargill fan. From the minute we saw her, we thought, oh my gosh, like this is the real deal. But there is a lack of fluidity and just an appearance of confidence despite the physical stature. There looks to be a lack of confidence at times with her in the ring. And I just want to see that get a bit more sharp before we see that dream match happen. I want them both to be like, top of the game, and it'll be a match to talk about for a long time.
Well, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. All right. Well, next, we're going to go into our first segment.
Top of the pop.
Top of the pop.
Yeah, so we're going to do something a little different this time. In line with our predictions, we are going to predict what we think will get top pop.
Yeah.
This weekend.
At between the PLEs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, a little bit difficult because we don't know everything that's happening at Saturday night's main event, but that makes it a little more exciting because there are probably going to be some surprise pop-ups. I think top pop right now, based on all the announced matches,
it's tough.
It's tough. It is tough. I kind of want to say Randy Orton. Like, do you not feel like Randy Orton lately is getting like crazy singing from the crowd of his song?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a good pick. I think he is. I mean, they're singing every word.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it's getting more and more. Like, I mean, people have already always, since we've been watching, sang his song as he has come out, but I feel like the reaction is getting really strong lately.
Yeah. I'm gonna go a bit rogue here.
Ooh, go rogue.
I think my prediction is not actually for someone because my prediction is that I don't know who it's going to be for, but it's going to be something that happens during the Gunther Goldberg match.
Ooh, okay.
I think
That's fun.
somebody's going to show up or, yeah, somebody's going to show up and do something and it's going to blow people's minds.
Yeah, I think that is a cool prediction. I think that match kind of needs something like that because again, it's kind of like a why is this happening match.
I think it might be like an old school
Ooh,
visitor.
I love that.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay.
I'm
Well,
just going
see.
a little crazy on this.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
see.
always switching up the format, so we could do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
All right, we'll bring us into our next segment.
Let's do it.
You suck.
Hottest of the heat.
Hottest of the heat.
Yeah. So, I think it's not, I mean, Seth Rollins is not getting the heel hate that they're
I know. I want to say Seth Rollins, but people still love him.
No, like, I'm sorry, but whoa, oh, is not boo.
No.
Okay, so, Seth Rollins is not getting anywhere close to hottest of the heat.
Yeah.
I think it will be Gunther. I think he will. Yeah, I think he'll be doing something that is, just downright dirty, and yeah, I think the
Yeah.
crowd's gonna dig in pretty good there.
I'm with that. I think that's a really good prediction, and I'll probably jump on that bandwagon. I do want to say one extra little thing here for heat, notable heat. I don't think it'll be hottest of the heat, but I think Charlotte Flair is going to get a lot of heat.
I don't know. I mean, remember, I predicted that she and Alexa are gonna win. I think people liked what they saw from Charlotte last week.
Do you think?
I think they liked that jovial kind of side. I think that she's gonna get a bit of love, and I think they're gonna win.
Flash through my brain of them winning and her getting booed for winning.
No.
And we'll talk about it in the social, but some notable things that happened with Charlotte in the past week, some statements that were put out there made me feel a lot of empathy for that. I was like, don't boo her.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, I think it's likely that a lot of those fans read what we read too, and will probably, act accordingly. I think we're gonna see what I'm predicting. I really feel good about this one. I think that it sort of makes sense. Like, for weeks they've been just toying with this little bit of relationship between them that's building, and like, if you're not building it to something, what are you doing it for?
Yeah.
And I think right now, just showing that these other tag teams are happening and that they are, established, I think that's all that we needed. And I think that Charlotte and Alexa taking these belts is going to be great.
Yeah. All right, I'm in. Well, that'll bring us to our last segment.
The social.
Social. I think I did an extra social there. Like one too many.
That's live music for you.
Yeah.
It's never the same way twice.
I added a bonus social. Ah, it's great though.
It's never a bad thing.
No.
They were extra social tonight.
They're extra social. Okay, on the social.
Hit me.
I have some stuff that we haven't talked about together, so that's kind of cool. We always like that. First thing, Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, their house got burglarized on July 8th. 3 suspects broke the front window and ransacked the property. Nobody was home, thankfully, but they stole some goods and $10,000.
Well,
Don't keep
I
$10,000
was
in your
gonna
home.
say, yeah, maybe don't do that.
Yeah. Luckily, everyone's safe, but apparently lots of break-ins. They live in California. I would think somewhere outside LA. I'm not exactly sure, but
That's too bad. Too bad that they weren't home, because I mean that's the couple you don't want to be rolling up.
that's a good point that I didn't think about. Like, these are 2 trained fighters. I mean, I don't know. Well, yeah.
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 You wouldn't want to run into them.
I was flashing back to that Fanatics Fest thing with John Cena where he goes to hit the punching bag. They want him to hit the punching bag and he like fake hits it, and then everybody's like, "What?" And he goes, haven't hit anybody in 25 years for real. Not gonna start now."
Yeah. Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah. Anyway, we can move on from that, but that was a notable thing that happened.
Yeah. Sorry to hear about
Yeah.
your burglary situation there, guys.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Next on the social. This was on Newsweek. That's where I found it. WWE report that. Sorry, WWE did not report. A source reported that long-term plans for the Seth Rollins faction have Braun Breaker turning against Seth Rollins to create a feud between the two of them. And I mean, you're making a face like that's so obvious. And I think from the promo that happened, so this past week, and we can talk a little bit about that, but Braun Breaker had a bit of a moment to shine on Monday. And I felt like it really seemed like there was some tension there. Like Seth Rollins was behind him whispering with Paul Heyman about like, what's he doing? Like he's going on a tangent.
Yeah, I mean, clearly not something that they had discussed. It was, a surprise to Seth, and he's supposed to be the leader, so he didn't seem too impressed. I mean, every faction is created to break up, so you kind of know when they start that they're gonna finish. And yeah, I mean, Braun seems like a great candidate to be going up against Seth at some point. Yeah,
I will say from that, we had heard in the kind of before the faction even came out, we had heard that Braun Breaker was going to be working with Paul Heyman in real life behind the scenes to work on his promo work. Paul Heyman having so much experience in that area and working with wrestlers to help them with that. He was going to be doing that. I will say from this past week, he had his kind of soliloquy, his solo moment. Bronson Reed also had one during that promo, and both of them did phenomenal. Like, it was compelling. It was great.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, the whole Seth reaction in the background added to it, right? You had us going like, here we go.
Yeah.
Here's something to sink our teeth into. And, cherry on top, all 3 guys won their matches that night.
Yeah.
So, just really feeding this NWO-esque sort of thing that I had thought this would turn into. And I am here for it.
Yeah, you love it.
Let's go. I want, before this, the idea of Braun turning on Seth happens, I mean, I hope that's way down the road.
Yeah, it did definitely. It said long-term plans, that it wouldn't be anytime soon. So
yeah, because I want to see half of the WWE join them.
Yeah.
Like, I want this to be borderline, like, unstoppable. What do they do kind of stuff. Because that's what NWO was, and it was the hottest thing ever. Everybody was watching it. It was amazing because, you want to see, like, who, if anyone, can stop this evil empire, right? I mean, that's what we want to see. Create the biggest evil empire so our chosen heroes can go and try to take it down. And, we're in the Cody Rhodes era.
I was just about to say, and I'll tell you who can do it.
Let's
The
go.
American Nightmare.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes.
And don't you just think that ultimately that's where this goes? Like
Yeah.
Seth and Cody,
For sure.
right?
Yep.
That's how he came into WWE.
I feel like that's a
match.
long ways down the road, but I do think that seems likely for sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Telling you, WWE, for the right price.
For the right price.
I can join your writing team.
You should join the creative team over there. Shayna Baszler. Apparently, this was reported in multiple. I have it from bodyslam.net. That's where I actually read the first article. But then as I was doing research for the social, I saw it in like 5 different articles. She was on this week's NXT show for a backstage role as a producer. And she was released in May from WWE. But she was working as a producer on NXT this week.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting, right? So that's kind of cool. They asked her to come back for that. I don't know if that's a long-term position or something she was just doing as a fill-in or something, but
that's cool because I mean she's very credible, and it's nice that she's got something going on. Really, her demise was a lack of mic skill.
Yeah,
right. I mean, she just it worked in the Ronda Rousey feud because she was just sort of being honest during that, and it worked, but ever since then, everything else is written, and it's just not, it nothing landed right.
Yeah.
They gave her the Pure Fusion Collective. It didn't help. So, no, it's good that there's still something for her because she deserves that.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. Good for her. It's always sad when we hear that they're being released, no matter who. Like, we're like, oh, that sucks.
We have a Shayna Baszler action figure.
We do. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Represent.
Of course, we kind of touched on this already, but Charlotte Flair wrote an article for Players Tribune this past week. And she really opened up. I haven't read the full thing yet, but I have read some in-depth excerpts from it. One of them being her talking about the Tiffany Stratton situation, Tiffany Stratton calling her out for 3 divorces in the ring, and how she was really blindsided by that comment. And she goes into great detail about how, the 3 divorces thing, her character Charlotte has not had 3 divorces. She, the real person Ashley, I think is her real name.
Yep.
Has, and because that's not really in her mind a part of her character, what did throw her off to hear about that in the ring, and it's something that's still very painful for her. That really touched me because I think a lot of people were, and one thing she said was to have the crowd openly mock me for that, and she's like, that was something that was so personal, not part of my WWE character. Yeah, I really felt for her, and this is a person that since she came back, I've been, steadfast in my opinion to say I do not like Charlotte Flair, and it gave me a lot of empathy. So maybe this is a good call on her part to put out this article, even just personally for herself. But anyway.
No, I read a bunch of that as well, and like you felt, kind of bad for her. I mean, it's one thing if you know that's going to happen and you volunteer for that and go, yeah, let's do it, hit me, right? But when it comes at you in a blindsiding kind of way, that's got to be hard.
Yeah.
And, you could see that in the moment. Everybody felt it. It was, a genuine reaction from her to make the comment about Kaiser and her DMs. And, it just, it's kind of bad though, because we loved it.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it was super interesting, but it was super interesting because it was real life feuding.
And that's sad though. I mean that, in the moment we're eating it up going, oh yeah, that felt real. It was so great. And like, guess what? It was real and it wasn't so great for her. And that sucks, to think back that so many people were getting a laugh out of something that was obviously really painful for her. That's terrible. However, subjecting yourself to that life, is definitely a choice.
I did see
But
some comments online about how the job that they're in, much like when, celebrities talk about paparazzi and how annoying it is and stuff. And you're like, well, you chose to be a celebrity and that's part of it. In this case, they were saying that, when you're a WWE wrestler, a big part of it is improv. Improv in the ring, people say things, they go off script, and you do kind of have to be prepared for those things. It's not unheard of for people to call out personal issues in the ring.
I wonder what the vibe in Gorilla was like
Yeah.
that night, right? Like, do you, do you think that Tiffy hung around
Yeah.
to see how Charlotte was feeling about things?
I think too, Tiffany Stratton being so new in WWE doesn't lend itself well to people accepting maybe the scenario of her saying that so well. She really had her main roster run just in the past year, so she's like a real, newbie rookie.
Yeah.
So that might not have gone over well. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, my guess is it was a quick whip through Gorilla on the way back. I'll see you later,
yeah.
folks. Catch you next week, and bye-bye.
She also talked about the four horsewomen, and she kind of gets emotional about that, about them not really being that close, that she has kind of good and bad relationships with all of them, or good and bad histories with all of them. But she says that, there's still what she did with them is still the most important thing in her career. And she says, I had one quote that I saved because I really liked it. She said, I grew up in wrestling because of my dad. I got into wrestling because of my brother, but I fell in love with wrestling because of the horsewomen.
That's cool.
I thought that was really nice.
Yeah. And Becky talks a lot about the, kind of hot and cold relationship between the two of them over the years. I mean, at one point, they were essentially best friends. But yeah, when you're the two top people in any sport, and sort of being pitted against each other as rivals, it's hard to keep the friendship vibe going the whole time. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure when it all comes down to it, when they're finished in their wrestling careers, they'll get along just fine.
Yeah. I hope so. Next we have Karrion Kross.
Ah, this dude's tearing it up.
Yeah. I'll let you get into it.
Yeah, let me get into it. So, Karrion Kross loses to Sami Zayn at Night of Champions. And, you've probably, if you're watching our podcast, you likely watch other wrestling podcasts. That was insanity. Why would a guy with this kind of momentum lose a match to Sami Zayn, who doesn't need the win at all? What does it do for him? And I mean, like, it's a big shock to people to see Sami Zayn lose a match. I mean, we're Canadian. We love Sami. It's great when he wins, but there was no need for this. There was every reason to push Karrion Kross. I mean, this needs to happen. To not do it is like essentially saying, we hear you loud and clear, fans. We just don't want to give you what you want, despite the fact that we charge you unbelievable amounts of money for everything we do. We're just not going to give you what you're clearly asking for. So this push needs to happen. You've got hordes of fans gathering around outside of events to cheer for him, saying, we want Kross. His merchandise is outselling the biggest names. What are we missing here?
Yeah, and I said the Sami Zayn Braun Breaker match, Karrion Kross ran out down the aisle, ran out and attacked Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn continues to the ring, kind of shakes it off, and still goes ahead with his fight with Braun Breaker. But as the refs are escorting out Karrion Kross, the crowd is chanting, "We want Kross, we want Kross." So I mean, Yeah, they're there for him. They're supporting him for sure. I mean, there's proof of that. And I mean, that is going to pan out for him eventually. They can't just ignore it forever. And I think that's really what the fans are pushing for right now. Like, we will be heard. You will do something about this.
I don't know though. I mean, is it crazy to think that they could blow something? They do. Where are we with Wyatt Six right now?
You're right.
What is happening with Alexa Bliss? Like, there are so many things where we're just like,
Well, there's one key difference here, and that is that Karrion Kross actually spoke out about this. You know, there are a lot of other people that are, Liv Morgan, the Wyatt Six, that we have personally talked about on this podcast before as not getting enough of a push, but they're not out there calling out WWE for it. Karrion Kross doing that pushed his own agenda. He built that momentum for himself with the fans because he was outspoken about it.
yeah,
And
and a big part of that was calling out Logan Paul, and not Logan Paul the man, just what has happened with him and his push, and saying that this isn't right. This isn't how it goes. And to Carrion's point, Logan shows up the beginning of the year saying, "I'm here. This is my thing now. I'm in, all in. I'm full time." And we've seen him 3 times in 6 months.
yeah, yeah.
Like, get out of here, bud. We don't care enough about your backflip that you spent 8 weeks practicing 10,000 times to get right on camera. Enough to think that it's okay for you to get these opportunities over guys like Karrion Kross, who are traveling from city to city for a 20-second promo backstage.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
come
true.
on.
Yep. He's telling you.
Yeah. I feel like that was, I nailed that.
Yeah, you did. Lastly on the social, just evolution. We want to talk about some evolution numbers, how it was not selling so
Yeah,
well.
and to be fair, I have not looked up current
Yes,
sales.
an update on the sales.
Okay, so it is quite likely that far more tickets have sold since the last time that I had been hearing about this, which was just a couple days ago. Ticket sales for Evolution are soft. First of all, for some reason, WWE decided it made sense to put this PLE directly up against AEW's biggest PLE of the year. Now, listen, I realize that AEW is not the competitor that WWE is really worried about, or a competitor that they're worried about. I don't think anybody really is in that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're the B team for sure, but it still is not great when all your crossover fans have to make a choice, and if they make the other choice, you're losing them, and for what reason? Right?
Yeah.
You didn't need to pin them against that kind of competition. And honestly, because of what it is, the chance that could have that this could go down poorly from a ratings perspective, or a ticket sales perspective, it leaves them wondering if you'll give them this chance again, right? I mean, and that they fight so hard to get opportunities like this, and an all women's PLE is a magical thing, and we talk about it all the time. Women are arguably the best part of WWE. I mean,
Yeah.
week to week, we're talking as much about Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Tiffy Stratton, Alexa Bliss, right? We're all about them every week. They're just as important. So to create an opportunity where it might be considered to not do it again if it doesn't go well, I think that was a mistake.
Well, and to add to that, they put it regardless of there being the AEW event, they put it on a Sunday,
Right,
of the weekend. They have another PLE, Saturday night's main event. Do we need Saturday night's main event this weekend? No, we don't. They didn't even make Evolution the star of its own weekend. Like, they put it on Sunday night. Saturday night would have been the spot for it. We did not need Saturday night's main event this weekend. It's a recurring PLE throughout the year. Generally, not a ton of storyline change throughout it, but I feel that they likely didn't want to eliminate that because of TKO's big push for a PLE every 30 seconds to make a ton of money
Right.
off of.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate because I think that something like this, the representation of this, the point of it is to ensure that the women of WWE have a platform to showcase their skills and to have a moment to make it all about their division. And we couldn't even make it on the biggest night of the weekend. We had to put it on Sunday night.
Great point. Great point. And, you know, they filled the card like last minute,
Yeah.
right? You know, you're hoping people are going to fly to this city where you're hosting this event, be okay with apparently losing a day of work because they're not flying home Sunday night.
Yeah.
Right. So they're going to miss Monday at work, at least Monday. And, you haven't even announced the full card 10 days before. You're hoping people are going to spend this money?
Well, and what about all these people that are, to your point, that are going, and there's 2 PLEs that weekend, and they have to choose if they can't afford both of the shows because ticket prices are astronomical. They have to choose which one they're going to see. Well, most people are probably going to choose Saturday night's main event because they want to see men and women of WWE. They want to see the mix of the two. Now, if Evolution had been on its own in a weekend, then I think that would have been a lot more popular. But if you have the opportunity, can I see all my favorite wrestlers or just my female favorite wrestlers out of what I can afford? You're probably just going to pick Saturday night's main event. That's not a men versus women. That's just being able to see everybody you want to see.
Yeah, well, I mean, as it stands right now, we've got 3 matches, all men.
Yeah,
for Saturday night main event. And, we're hoping that the night before is going to load the card to an acceptable amount. And I'm assuming you're hoping people have already booked their flights and bought their tickets for that. Like,
yeah, they pooped the bed on this whole weekend, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. There's so many mistakes happening. How we're still as compelled as we are is just mind blowing.
We still love it as much as we complain.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, we want to be talking about how happy or how angry we are, right?
Yeah, that's what we do.
WWE, you're quite the heel right now. Yeah.
Anyway, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it for the social. And that's it for what we had to talk about today.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with SmackDown, and then we'll hit you up with a TikTok or something like that. Yeah. Speaking of TikTok, we like to post a lot of videos in between our main episodes. What you've watched here is just part of what we do. We've got all kinds of different little clips where we do product reveals, demonstration videos, belt comparisons, things like that. All kinds of different stuff.
Yeah. And you can find all of that content on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I keep saying X/Twitter. We aren't really using that very much, but we may in the future. So follow us. But the main ones are TikTok and Instagram. We post a lot on those two. But any of the socials, you can find us at Poppin' Heat. That's at POPNHEAT.
Yeah. You can also find an audio version of this on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, or Audible.
That's right. And YouTube, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe. Because we do have a lot of shorts on YouTube that we post as well as some other longer episodes of, like you said, product reveals and comparisons and all the other info that you want to see.
If you see something you like in the background here in our studio, you can likely find it at WWE Shop, and you can go to that through our link tree on our Instagram page.
That's right. Yeah, if you go to Instagram, you can click the link right there, but it is linktr.ee/popandheat, pop n heat. And on there, you can get all of the links to all of our different social media, as well as our YouTube and our links to the WWE shop. Doesn't cost you anymore. If you're going to be buying from the WWE shop anyway, you might as well use our link. That just goes to support our show so that we can, actually have this here for you.
Yeah. So yeah, like, subscribe, tell your friends, get after it.
Like them all, follow them all, do all the things, thumbs them up.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you and comment because we want to hear from people. We like to get your comments and it's nice to get the feedback. And we're happy to bring any of those comments on the show. If there's something you want us to talk about, do it up. Do it up.
All right. Well, thanks very much. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening.
Bye, guys.
Bye.